مرحبا. My topic is about teamwork in software development. This is first off, is it annoying if I switch between Arabic and English, or no? It's okay. Yes. Alright. التوبيك اللي انا بدي احكيه هو منه تكنيكال ابدا تقريبا. بس خاصه بشغله انه كتير كتير مهمه لشغلنا، لانه هيدا توبيك تقريبا مش تقريبا اكيد انا مش سامع في ما حدا بيحكي بهالموضوع بتاتا. This is which is why I want to talk about it, because it's extremely important, and no one ever told me about it at all. And it has severe problems actually, and it causes severe problems, and it can be easily resolved with some knowledge of very basic rules. Um, First, I feel the need to give a disclaimer because I'm only speaking of my experience, so I don't want any pitchforks later on, hopefully. And feel free to disagree, because this is obviously not going to be everyone's opinion. And I feel very self-indulgent talking about it, لأنه أنا حاسس حالي كتير يعني إنه عم كبر من حالي، بس هي منا هاي الحقيقة. The truth is, all I'm doing is talking about my own experience, and talking about something that I haven't heard before. And definitely my opinions are generalized, and they definitely will not apply to everyone. I'm a computer. Well, Samer did that already. Basically, I've been working in software development for 7 years, and I've worked with teams across the planet. Many of them in Lebanon, and a lot of them also intercontinental, I guess, because with different timelines and stuff. So teamwork is always very important in those cases. The importance of teamwork is pretty basic. The more people looking at the same problem at the same time means more options towards solving it, and generally the rule is more brains are better. It's not, it stops. There's a limit to this. Like if you have, لأنه في الكونسبت of كتر الطباخين بتنزع الطبخة، بس بالنهاية لما يكون more often than not, at least two people are better than one, even if they're both not very good at solving that specific problem that they're looking at the time. I wanted to stress one thing اللي خاصة بالteamwork، اللي هي إنه my experience أكتر بالشغل كان my day job usually involves teams. So some teams are big, some teams are small, but always there's an important factor to keep in mind, that not everyone knows everything. So even in a team of very capable developers, one developer knows more about a specific area, and another developer knows something more about another area. And whenever they need to interoperate, they have to get together. But on a very practical basis, that means that every time a problem happens, one person is the person who knows most about any specific topic. But then when a problem happens, so that person has to solve it. But then when a problem happens between interoperability between any two specific features, that means that these developers have to know each other's code very well. This is very important because to note, because a lot of people, it's important to be able to work together in order to solve a problem, and by having the same vision. And this requires social interaction, which is sometimes hard. Alternatively, when I work on stuff outside my day job, which is just freelance stuff or stuff that I work on my own, I have to solve all problems on my own, which I've found can be a big nightmare, because that means that from the smallest detail to the most complex strategic feature or whatever that you want to think of, I have to solve it on my own every time, which in my experience has resulted in catastrophe. Having more people look at my stuff is always far better than doing it on my own alone. And the part I was talking about, where social interaction is required, one thing I found very important is the professionality of the people that you're working with. And I'm talking about myself really. How professional I am with the people that I'm talking to means that, for one, that certain lines of communication are always clear. Meaning, like, I'm a human being. I'm also a software developer. I may or may not be wrong at any given point. Stuff like that. And this stuff is very important for teamwork to actually work. Otherwise, without it, the interoperability, the option that I was talking about, is always going to be a little off, and that will cause problems that will snowball very quickly. And for me, the people I have to show respect to more than anything are my direct peers. The people that I work with on an hourly basis, sometimes on a minute-by-minute basis, or for weeks at a time, more than the people that just check on my work, which is something that no one ever really told me. Like, you would think that the person you're supposed to keep respecting all the time is your boss, but like, your boss, well, my boss, usually just checks on my work. They see that it's going well or it's not going well, and then they do something. But my peers, not only are they directly affected by the quality of my work, but they're also required to be there when something goes wrong. That means that it makes the most sense to me to be very respectful and to maintain the lines of communication with my peers much more than it is important to my boss. One of the tools that I found very useful in this respect is humor, and like, I would assume a lot of people would criticize me for this, but the truth is, I think this is one of the most important things to have in a workplace. It's really, I might even consider it to be more important than professionality, because the truth is, when a light atmosphere is around, everything moves much easier. بصير every time you want to criticize someone, you can without sounding like a douchebag, honestly, and it makes things just like much more easier on a day-to-day basis. And I don't mean pranking people. I just mean like being easygoing on a day-to-day basis. Generally, this is what I think of developers. We get very attached to our code and our work, and I've faced the situation many times when someone criticizes my own code, I feel offended. When the truth is, the person is really saying that whatever they're looking at, whatever feature, piece of code, whatever is that they're seeing, can be improved. But they never make it sound like that, because one of the very important things that I found about software developers, and this is a very big generalization, I understand, but unfortunately I agree with it. It's that we lose a lot of our abilities to explain our reasoning and our intentions when we're talking to each other, when we've known each other for a while. That humor aspect becomes so relaxed at some point that we no longer care about each other's feelings, which is really important. I'm not saying I'm butthurt about anything. I'm just saying that it's important to understand that we are capable of improving on the stuff that we work on, and even when it's not fantastic. And I've been on both sides of this table. It's just important to understand that we, as human beings, can make mistakes and can improve on those. As developers specifically get emotionally attached to their work, this becomes more of a problem, I think, in our specific field. now I want to move into a different part on my way of solving a problem. Now this is the way I technically think. So I go through things breadth first. Yeah, that means I no longer go and try to solve a specific issue. I try to see if other people have solved it, and that's the first thing you learn, right? To Google whatever problem you have. But one thing that I learned is that this applies to everything. It doesn't really just apply to software. No, I'm not saying Google everything. I'm just saying try to solve the problem in the fastest. I try to solve the problem in the fastest way possible. But to do that, I don't just go around trying to look at a specific problem and then go into tunnel vision trying to solve that specific issue. I just see I just try to throw things at the wall, and sometimes they stick, sometimes they don't. By doing that, it wastes much less time, specifically because sometimes it works. Sometimes it doesn't. But more often than not, I've had a much faster and more enjoyable experience by trying to solve a social problem or a problem that has to deal with teamwork or on my team by simply trying to find the quickest solution to it without actually thinking about it all that much, which is counterintuitive to me. I don't know about you guys, but like for me, it's strange. And generally, when I explain what I do to people, to non-technical people, I say I copy-paste stuff from Google creatively, because that's pretty much what I do more often than not. Just find a problem, or I need to come up with a feature, and I see how other people have done it, and I just copy-paste that in. Okay. Just real quick, what I define to be a senior developer. Can anyone tell me what they think a senior developer is? Like what their role is? Yeah, what is? Okay. Anything else? No? Yeah. Okay. Okay. So pretty much just years of experience. If they have a few years of experience, that makes them a senior developer. This is a very technical role. It means all that it means is that you've worked on a specific area for a while. That's it. And this is what a technical team lead means to me. They're a proactive, conscientious senior developer with good communication skills. Now, what's the difference between this and the senior developer role? And the only real difference is the soft skills. They're proactive, conscientious, and have good communication skills. None of these are acquired by reading a book. They're all acquired with actual experience, and it's really quite hard to grasp this concept, specifically for us as software developers, because we have a hard time dealing with these things anyway. I think I had a hard time with it. So yeah, that's it.